Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Core Java session. Yesterday we have started shallow cloning. Okay, let me explain shallow cloning one more time and in comparison with deep cloning. Then you will understand what is the disadvantage of shallow cloning and how we can overcome that shallow cloning uh, concept into deep cloning. Okay, now try to observe. Now try to observe. For example, in now try to observe. What we have seen is, for example, we have taken one class. Now try to understand this is one value is there. Okay. Let's say x equal to 10. And we have one more object, right? This is one object. Let's say this is A object and this is B object. And B object contain what? Y equal to 20. Simple way. Try to understand. And this A is connected. A is linked with this using has a relation. Using has a relation means we can modify the value of A using B variable, right? Right. Now try to understand at the same time we make a clone copy of this B object. This is B object. This is the, let's say B clone. I am giving this name B clone. I am creating a copy here. It means same value y equal to 20 is also there. And this A is also there. This A is also pointing to this A object also. Now try to understand if I am using this B dot A dot B dot A equal to 20 I am doing. It means this values change 10 to 20. This is first part. This is first part. But I am doing changes in this object also. I am I am doing changing in this object, but this object is linked to this clone object also now. Then I am printing in this case the value of y. Value of y is 20 is printing, and the value of x is also 20 now. But when I am trying to use this variable through this object, so what is the value of again y equal to 20 and x equal to 20. Now try to understand with this example, then you will have more clarity. If you have clarity, then it will be easier for you. Now try to understand this example. What we are doing in this program, first try to understand. Let me run this program, run as Java application. This output is coming. Try to understand output. And we are trying to clone this method, right? This clone, simple clone we are using. That is what we are achieving cloning, shallow cloning. Then we will see deep cloning. Then you will able to understand what is the difference. Okay. Now try to observe. Be careful, be attentive. This is our simple program. Till now you are good, right? This is nothing. One test class is there where we are having this test class. We are using has a relation. Here we are using has a relation. Using one class in another class as a data type is has a relation. Now we have one variable and one parameterized constructor. So that's why. Now in this class, how many variables are there? These two variables are there. Okay. Now how many variable? Two variable. So when I am creating a parameterized constructor, so this first it will come here and second I am using here. Till now, this part also you are good. Now, I am clear this. We are using one clone method. Okay? Now, what we are trying to do in this line? Now observe. We are creating one object. What is the name of the object reference? T1. T1. So T1 having parameterized value. T1 is having parameterized value. But what is the object name? Test. Right? Means we have created a class object for this class, which is having one variable and holding the data inside it. What is the variable? 10. 10 will go to where? This constructor, right? Now, x equal to what? 10. X equal to 10. Till now you are good. Now, what we are doing in this line? What we are doing in this line? So we are printing t1 dot x. So first output 10 is coming. Okay. Now in second line, which of this is what t2 is. This variable name is t2, right? Which class constructor test? What we are passing? T1 means whatever t1 is holding, that we are giving to t1, right? Here we are linking first object into another object. That is what has a relation. And what is another value? Another value is for 20. So this t1 will go to this variable and this x will go to this variable. Hope you are good. I need to create one object. I have created one object. Try to observe. So inside two object, first value is what? T1. Next value is what? 20. X equal to 20. Till now you are good. T1 means T1 means it will point to this object na. This T1 means this point to this object. So when I am printing T2 dot x, T2 dot x, what is the value we are getting? T2 dot x, T2 dot x equal to 20. So we are getting this result. We are getting this result. Till now we are good. Now what we are applying cloning on which object? We are applying cloning. We are applying cloning on what? T2. So T2 clone copy is going to create na. So let me create one T2 clone copy. So where is T2? This is our T2, right? This is our T2. So its clone copy is going to create. Now observe. This is the clone copy is created. Whatever inside T2, same thing will come here now. What is inside T2? T1. The next value is 20. Perfectly fine. And what is the variable name I am giving? Clone. So this variable name is clone. Till now you are good, right? So now what we are doing in this line now? Now try to observe in this two line. These are the important line. T2 dot x. T2 dot x. Where is T2? This is T2. So what I am doing? T2 dot x. I am going here and I am doing changes. So 20 will become what? 1, 2, 3. First thing. In sec. So this part is done. Now T2 dot T dot x. Where is T2? Here is my T2. Where is T? Where is my T? This is my T, guys. See, try to understand. Here is only one confusion may be there. That's what I'm trying to repeat you. You are not able to see anywhere T in my diagram, but try to observe this line. T2 dot T dot X. What is my parameterized constructor? It is T na. Means whatever the T value is there, it is going to change that value. So T is mapped to which value? T1. Are you getting? Now try to, sorry, here. T1. T1 is linked with what? These values pass to T, right? So where is that value? this T1, right? So what is I am doing changes. So 10 will become what? 4, 5, 6. Are you getting? In diagram, you are not seeing T1. As in diagram, you are not seeing T. But where is the T? T is linked with T is what? Constructor. In this, you can see T variable. So whenever I am using this line, test T2 equal to new T. So T1 where T1 is going to where going to link with this test T variable na. So whenever we are changing any value in T in this line, so T means what? Linking with T1. So it is making changes. That's why it will become 4, 5, 6. Now, so whenever we are printing this T2 dot X, what is coming? T2 dot X. Where is T2 now in this line? Where is T2? Here is T2. Where is X? This is X. What is the value? 1, 2, 3. So from this line, 1, 2, 3 is coming. Now try to observe. Now in this line, what I am trying to do? T2 dot T dot X. T2 dot T2 dot T dot X. So now what is going to print? 4, 5, 6. Where it is going? T2 dot T means it is mapped with this value na 4, 5, 6. T1 means what? In T2 means it is holding the T1 value na. T is what? T in background holding the value of T1, right? We are this is what mapping is done. So whenever T is I'm printing, it is taking that value. So here it is printing 4, 5, 6. Hope you are good. Now, can I, if I print this value, if I use this different value, which value I am using, I am trying to print now another value. Let me add one more line here. Then you will understand the difference. Let me clear the drawings. Now I am adding one line. I am adding one line. I am only adding one line. Copy this, enter. Instead of T2, can I use this variable clone? Let me try. Clone. Okay? Clone of what? X. Okay? And same thing, clone of what? T. Let me copy this line. Paste here. Where is this line gone? Yeah. Try to observe the difference. Run as Java application. Clone.t.x. Try to understand the difference. This is your x equal to again 10. This is what our T1 is, right? Now T2 is what? T2 is again, T2 is having what? T variable. T is linked with what? T1. Just think in this way, which is linked here. Now x equal to what? 20. I have done cloning. Clone variable is there. Clone variable is there. T equal to what? T1. And here x equal to 20. Same thing is done, right? But now try to understand this line. What I did is, till this you understand, I make it x equal to 10 to 123. And this 20 equal to something 4, 5, 6. But this is different clone copy na. This is first part and this is another part. I am changing this value 1 to 3. Where? In this line. Using which variable? T2 variable. This is shallow cloning. I am using this blue, whatever encircle in blue. With this T2, I am changing this value 123. But this is reflecting where? This is reflecting where? When I am printing, I am going clone in this line, clone dot T dot X. Clone means clone will go here, clone will go here. This clone variable dot T dot X. What it is printing? 456, right? Clone will go here, T will check, okay, T1, it is going to print what? It is going to print what? This same copy, na, this is also change, right? This value is also change, right? Hope you are understanding. So that's why, sorry guys, clone dot T dot X, something wrong here. 1 minute. Clone dot T dot X. Clone dot T dot X, this line. Clone. Clone. Actually, confusing is creation because we are using same variable in both class. Let me change the variable and then we will try. This is int, this is still now fine. We will use this X. This is also X. This is also fine. Okay. Now I will use the variable here Y. Let me change the variable Y. I will use Y. Here also Y. Okay. Let me change here Y. Then it will be easy for you to understand. Save this. This should be Y. This should be Y. This should be Y. Now, let me run the program. ठीक है. Here also Y. T2 dot save this. Run this. Perfectly fine. T1 is X. X is 10 and Y is 20. Now that issue was because of both side I am using same variable. Now try to understand. Now I am doing clone, right? Now let me use this variable T1 dot dot X equal to 1 2 3. System dot out dot println. System dot out dot println. Now see, this x will become what? 1, 2, 3. Now copy this. P dot P dot P dot P dot x. This line run. This is shallow cloning, guys. Now observe. This is perfect example. Now observe, guys. We have created first object x equal to what? 10. And this is pointing to what? This variable t1, right? This is because of this line. This is because of this line. Now what we are doing? We are creating one more object, t2. We have created one more object in this line, t2. What is the value here? What is the value here? First value is t1. T1 is going to whom? Not, not this one. T1, right? T1 is mapped to whom? This T, right? It means this is linked, right? Here. So whatever the value I am giving, it is going to linked here. So T1 is the nothing but this is T1 linked here. The next value is X. 20 is go to whom? This Y. Let me give this as Y. Y equal to 20. Now in this line, what I am doing is I am doing cloning. I am trying to do cloning. Cloning means same as it is copy na T1 and Y equal to 20. So this is the variable name clone. Now try to observe what is the changes where I am doing change. T1 dot after cloning, I am doing changes. T1 dot X equal to 123. Where is X? Where is X? I am doing changes here in T1. T1 dot X equal to 123. This is become 123, right? But when I am printing T1 dot X, that is the fine output. But I am using clone copy na. I am asking clone to print. Now clone dot T dot X. T1 is nothing but T, right? T1 is nothing but T. So clone will go here and then it will try to fetch the value of X. Then still values change na, right? But try to understand with which variable I did the changes. T1 only, right? But it is reflecting where? It is reflecting the clone copy. It is reflecting in clone copy, right? This is the this object is belonging to this also, and this object same belong to this clone copy also. So that is what its content may be change or maybe same, but this is the common copy na. This is the common copy, and the value is changed, and that's why The value is changing here and it is reflecting in clone copy. So this is what shallow cloning is. Now, instead of this, whatever changes we are doing here in this common copy, if we create two separate copy, then that will be called as deep cloning. We will see this example. Hope you are good, right? Let me ask you, let me unmute you first. Are you comfortable with this example? Can you unmute
Yes, sir.
yourself, guys?
Yes, sir.
You are
Yes,
comfortable,
sir.
right? So in a common copy, because I was not satisfied with my explanation, that's why I am
Uh,
trying to explain you
Sir,
multiple times. Okay.
Sir, one.
also, sir,
Now I
we
will
can
show
take
you. Now I will show you deep cloning. Then you will
Sir,
now.
understand with the diagram and program also.
Hello, sir.
Tell me.
We can take here T2 also, na? And
Yeah,
assigning the value.
we can, we can take. I am trying to show where in common copy. Wherever
Okay.
the common copy is there, if that change is happening, it is reflecting to the first T1 also and the clone copy also. So this is shallow cloning. Now we
sir,
will see deep cloning. Okay.
hello, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, one doubt in this question that how T1 equals to T value.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let me share my screen. Which one? Tell me. This T1 is mapped to T. Your question is same, right? Hello. Sorry. Are you able to unmute yourself or not? Let me unmute you.
Yes, sir.
So what is the question in this?
Uh, Sir, his question is, can you share your screen?
I'm sharing my screen. Now tell me.
Sir, T1, how T1 equals to T is
हाँ,
good.
ठीक है.
That is his
Try to
question.
observe. That is what, see, you know setter and getter, right? When we are using setter to assign value and when we are using getter to get the value, right? But are we using setter getter anywhere? No, that is what I am trying to explain you multiple times. Constructor. See, constructor is there, right? Constructor is there. Here is constructor is there to get the value. Now try to observe. When I am using this line, what is happening in the background? Object is created. The variable name is what? T1. Object is created. What I am passing here, where it is matching? Is this constructor matching this constructor or this constructor? Tell me. Which object first of all, which object? Test class. So 100% this is not a test class. Here it is a test class, right? So this class object constructor is called. This value what I am passing 10. Where is the value x? This is the value x. This 10 will go to map this x. It means x equal to 10. Till now you are good, right? Till now you are good. I will keep this diagram and I will remove. Now try to observe another part. This is very, very important critical thing. Okay, now what I am doing in this line number 18, which class it is using? Test. What is the variable name? T2. So T2 is the variable name. What I am doing on right hand side? Calling a constructor. Na, this is nothing but constructor. New means object creation. New means object creation. But this is constructor. Na. This is going to map this constructor, right? Here what I am passing? T1. T1. Try to understand the relations. Once you are understanding the relation, then it will become easier for you. Now try to understand. Whenever test2 class object is going to create, whenever test2 class object is going to create, first tell me how many variables are there. There are two variables, one is t and one is y. How many variable is there? One is t and one is y. Are you good with this? One variable is t and another variable is y. It is going to take some value. Now, in this line, I am creating one constructor. So in this line, T1 is having how many variable? T1, whenever I am creating test class object, this is test, this is nothing but test class object, and this is nothing but test2 class object. When I am using test class, how many variable it is having? X. One variable only. If I am not defining any value, it is going to take default value. If I am giving some value, it is going to take that value. Now tell me, now tell me, now tell me, I am doing test passing 10 in this constructor T1. It means what is the value of X? It is going here, hold by X. It means X is holding this value, means 10 will come here now. Till now you are good, right? Okay. In this line, test2, what I am created? Test2, T2 variable is there. Okay. Now tell me, test2 is expecting two values. First is T1 and second is T2. What is the type of T1, guys? What is the type of T1? Test. Right? What is the type of T? Test. What is the type of T? Test. And what is the type of T1? T1 is also test. Matching, right? Like string, string, int, boolean, boolean, like test class, test class. T and T1 same now. Means they are matching, their type is matching, right? So we can pass this value. In this line, I am passing this as inside T1. Means whatever inside T1, it is going inside this value. Who is going to take this value? T. It means in the first place, what I am passing T1 na? Try to observe. In the first place, I am passing T1 na? In test class object. And another value is y20. So y will take 20. No doubt, right? But first value, what I am passing? T1. I am passing T1. Where is T1? Where is T1 according to you in object wise? T1 is where? Here is the T1. Now we are good, right? Unmute yourself. Good doubt you should ask. This is good question only. Can you unmute yourself, guys?
Yes, sir.
Now you are understanding
Yes.
how to assign the data, how this T1 is mapped to that.
Yes.
Why I am focusing, because this is little till now we have taken two line program, but here it is little complex. That's why I am explaining you at your point of view. You should understand diagrammatically. That's why I am trying to explain you. Okay, now hope everyone is understand this example.
Yes.
What is shallow cloning? In short, what is shallow cloning?
One copy of object. Same.
Common copy. Where is my Baba? Where is my diagram? Oh, sorry, I did not share my screen. Now stop. That's why it's not coming. So, what is shallow cloning? Shallow cloning means this is one object and this is an internal object. It's internal object. It is internal object, right? Understand na? This is your test2 object and this is your test object, right? And you are doing cloning for what? You are doing cloning for test2 only. Test2 cloning you are doing. Means same same clone object is going to create. If this test original object is linked with this test, mean clone object is also linked with this object. If I am doing changes here, any changes here, it is reflecting here, it is reflecting here also na. So clone copy is also getting the same changes. That is what shallow cloning. I don't want this. I don't want this. I want, if you are this is your partner. I don't want. What deep cloning is going to do? If this is the test, this is the test 2, and it is linked with this some test object, right? In this test object. I don't want. I want, whenever I am doing I am doing cloning, it's another object will be created. Now separate, right? I am doing changes. This changes is not going to reflect here. If I am doing changes here, it is not going to reflect here. But in the cloning, in the shallow cloning, if I am doing changes with the help of this is also going to reflect here. If I am doing changes here with the help of clone variable, it is going to reflect here also. So this is common copy. This is common copy. That is called shallow cloning. Hope you are good, right?
Yes, sir. And in line number 25, sir, there is T1 dot X. Can we take T1 instead of T1? Can we take T?
You can take T. You can. It's up to you what we want to call. What
Okay.
you want to call.
Same output will be there.
But T1 object, T object is created. Let's see. Now tell me why I am not able to call T. T is variable, na? T is variable. T is variable. What type of variable it is? We have to call with the help of object only. Tell me, T variable and Y variable lies inside which object? Don't think this is test means class. This is also variable. Tomorrow previously I am using string. I am using string. I am using string S. So S is what? String. Similarly, T is what? Test. Y is what? Apply our core Java logic. These all are variables. These all are variables. This is string. String is predefined class. Test is our defined class. This is right side. But still it is T is what? Variable. These variables lie inside which class? This is the property of which class? Test2. These are instance. How we can call instance inside static? Using object reference. That is our definition now. So can we call directly T dot X? No. We have to call T2. Then error gone, right? T2 is what? Object reference. Object reference of what? T2 test you. See, T2 is what? Object reference of T2. We can call T2
Okay.
dot X. Then only. Directly we cannot call.
Okay.
Then error. Okay. Now, let's come to deep cloning. Save this, Control Shift W. Everything is gone. You are able to see my screen now? Or I did not share my screen. Sorry, I did not share my screen. See, they are going to ask you these examples. Then you should be comfortable to answer. Always think diagram. Whenever you are thinking in this way, okay, this is object, create an object, something like that. Then you will able to understand. Okay. No. Come back here. Okay, let me use the same class, this two class. There is not much change. Okay, in deep cloning, I will use the same program. I will use the same program. Now try to observe. What is going to change in complete situation is only one thing. That is this logic. This logic is going to change. This is simple object, right? Now, again, I am keeping two class side by side. Let me close this class. Now, this example is for deep cloning. Try to observe. Now try to observe. Same class, test class we are having. We are having same variable in text. We are created what? Parameterized constructor. So same class is fine. ठीक है. This part is done. Okay, now. Clear the drawing. Coming to second part. We are having what? This is now our class. Same we need to do what? Clonable. ठीक है. Clonable is done. Actually, I don't need this variable string s. I just explain you. I need this two variable, that is test t, using one class as a variable in another class. That is known as has a relation. That is known as has a relation. Is a, has a, something like this, right? English word. Then we have another variable, right? What we are doing? Parameterized constructor. We are doing parameterized constructor. Same, everything is same. Only thing I am going to change in my logic is this clone method. I am going to change this clone method. Now try to observe. Why? Because I am calling some method. Think like a method. Its name is clone, but it is what I am doing. I am calling this method. Ultimately, it is going to call in shallow cloning this method. But now I am going to change the logic. I am going to change the logic. What is the logic? Try to observe. Let me comment this so that whatever there, copy this, paste here. See, paste here right now. What is my change in this logic? We will try to understand. In shallow cloning, there is one common copy. I don't want common copy. Whenever I want to do a cloning, a separate copy should be created for both the objects. How many classes are there? Now tell me how many classes are there? Think in your brain and answer to yourself. When I'm talking, there are only two classes. I can either create a clone copy of test class, right? Or this test class. Whenever I am creating, which class is clonable? Test2. So I can create clone object for this, not for this. We can create cloning for which is implementing clonable. So I can able to clone test2, but I want don't create a common copy. If you are creating a common copy for this object, create a separate copy. How? Now, try to understand. I am creating one. What is my first class? Test. Okay, test. Let me create test t1. Test t1 equal to new test. It is going to take some parameter. It is going to take some parameter. From where it is going to take some parameter? from, let me delete this line. It is not of our use. From where T2 T dot T dot T dot X. Now, what is the purpose? What is the use? We will see that. No need to worry. Test T2 test T2 equal to, I am creating one more object. It is going to take one more parameter, not two parameter. The first is what? The first is what? T1, comma. The next value is what? Y. What is the value here? Ah, here 2 required. Guys, try to understand what is happening behind the scene. Reading the line is not important. Understanding the line is very important. With the diagram, then you will understand. I am creating one diagram now. Observe. In the previous program, this is one object. Now I am not going diagram in deep. For previous example, high level I am telling. This what test object na, and this what test two object. This what test two object. What we did, these are linked in each other. These are linked to each other. Why? Because we are using one class as a data type into another class. Test is linked inside test2. So whatever the test is there, let's say it's variable name t, so it is inside t na. This is how it is linked, right? You are good with this. Out of this test and test2, which is clonable? Test2. Test is not clonable. This is not clonable. Test2 is clonable. So we can create clone object. So what we did, cloning is done. So clone object is created. So whatever T linking is there, the same linking will happen to this na. Now this is the common object. Which one is the common object? Which one is the common object? This is the common object. I don't want this. I want a separate clone object for this and create a partition. भाई आप ये अपना देखेगा, मैं अपना देखूंगा, ये वाला नहीं रहेगा. How we are achieving this? Try to understand. In this method, what we are doing, we are creating two objects, test and test2. Whenever this method is called, this method will call, the execution will come to this line first. This line executed. Forget about this diagram. Now come down. Whenever this method is called, this object is created now. The object is created. Whatever object is created, this is one object is created. Whenever this method is called, another method object is created. Are you comfortable? Try to observe. Try to observe. Try to observe now. Now try to observe. What I am doing here? I am using T1 object link passing in this side. T1, right? Why it is going to take T1? Because test2 class is having test2 class can hold two variable na, test and int. So this is nothing but of type what? Test, and this is of type what? Int. I can pass in this place test object na. Where is my test object? I am passing here, and value of y I am passing here. Whenever the execution come to this line, an object is created. Its name is T2. In the previous one, T1 is created. T1 I am passing inside T. T1 I am passing inside T. So there are two variables, T and Y. T1 I am passing as T. So what it will linking na indirectly T1. I am unmuting, guys. You answer me. Otherwise, I will think you are not understanding, then I will keep on asking. I'm sharing my screen. You are able to unmute. You can ask me. Try to understand. Just think in simple logic what I am asking you. Answer me that part. You everyone, you know, right? If I am creating test class object will hold this variable. What is the variable inside test class? Only one variable, that is x. Whenever test class object is going to create, there is only one variable. Tell me, now test2 class object I want to create. One object is created. How many variable is there? Two variable. One is t and one is y. What is the type of t test? What is the type of y int? What is the type of x int? Are you comfortable with object inside t? Whenever test object is created, there is always a t variable and there is always y variable. Whenever test object is created, there is always x variable. Are you good with this? Now, what I am trying to do in this line, in this, I just change this logic, nothing. I just change this logic method. Previously it was like this. Now I want separate copy. Whenever cloning is done, whenever this method cloning is called, create a two separate copy of two objects. ठीक है. अब this line का execution will come this to this line. What is the variable name? T1. ठीक है. What is the object class name? What is the class name? Test. Inside test, how many variable you can see? Assigning value is different story. Tell me, how many variable are there in a test class? Only x variable. Forget about value. Now, tell me, execution will come from this line to this line. Now, what I am doing test2 means T2 is going to create one object of which class? Test class. Tell me how many variable are there in test class? Two variable. So it is creating an object. How many variable are there? Two variable. One is what? T and what is the y? Another variable y. Forget about values. You are comfortable with object creation of in these two lines. If you are comfortable, now we will see how value can be assigned. T dot x. It is taking some whatever value t dot x. It is going to place here. And what is mean by t1 comma y? What is mean by t1 comma y? Whatever the y value will be here, and whatever t1 value is there, t1 is coming from here. Let's say today here it is 100. So t1 will jump and place, t1 will be sit here. T1 is going to sit here. This is how linking happening. I mean, this is one object created, this is one object created. Now we will come down to our logic. This is how we are achieving deep cloning. Let's understand below what is going to happen in downside. Come down. Recording is there, na? Recording is already there. 1 minute. Recording is going on, guys. Okay. Now come down. Let me remove this so that you can visualize. Remove some space. This space, this space, this space, 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 space. Now, this is also previous code. This is also previous code. Till now we are good. Right? This is also previous code. This is also previous code. Okay? This is also previous code. Now, run this. Run 7 guys. T1 dot x. Now, this is previous code T2 dot clone. T1 dot x. Now, let me add T1 dot x dot sorry T1 dot T dot T2 dot T dot x. Perfect. Now we will print in proper way so that you will understand. Now, before cloning, let me print two statement. Where is my cloning? Here it is, cloning is doing, right? Before that, let me system dot out system dot out dot println. Try to observe. T1 dot T1 dot y. ठीक है? T1 dot y. Let me do concatenation plus double quote. Give some space and let me add some value. T2 dot this is T2 dot y and T2 dot T dot x. Remove other statements. Before cloning, try to observe. Run as Java application. Now tell me guys, what is the initial value of y? Let me remove this, let me comment this line also. I don't want this statement to be printed. Comment this, comment this. What is coming? The value of y is 20 and the value of x is 10. Okay? This is very simple line. Now I am doing cloning. When I am doing cloning, after this we will try to change the value and then we will understand what is happening. Okay? Then we will compare after. Okay, now save this. I am doing cloning. Now T2 dot T2 dot y. T2 dot y equal to what? I am using 1, 2, 3. Okay? Now next line. T2 dot T2 dot T dot x equal to 125. Okay? Now I will print the same line. Next 5 minutes wait and try to feel the difference. I am trying to print here. ठीक है. T2 clone. I want to copy clone object to understand the difference. Clone. Clone. Run as Java application. What is the output we are getting, guys? And one more thing. Let me do that. One more thing. then you will understand full example. Okay, shallow cloning and deep cloning is deep. Let me keep these two method, clone method, right? I will comment this method for deep cloning and I will use the same method for shallow cloning. Let me comment this. Let me paste here. What is our shallow cloning? It is simple. It is not using this two line, right? Now try to observe output. Now try to observe output. I am using shallow cloning. I am using shallow cloning. Now try to understand. In this line, what is happening? This is our output, right? Let me copy this. But it is happening in two different copy. Paste here. This is my output. Okay. And let me copy this. Uncomment this. Paste now. Let me check my code. This is perfectly fine. T1. This is also parameterized. This is I am printing here. This is what our T2 dot this variable y, and this is T2 dot T dot x, that is also fine. 20 and 10. Okay. 20 and 10 is printing. Now this is clone object. Clone is done on what? T2. Clone is created. Now this clone is created. The variable name is what? TK. Cloning is done. Okay, this is cloning is done. And I am using same variable, changing the value. T2 dot y, T2 dot x, TK. TK T dot x. Clone dot y, clone dot T dot, clone dot T dot x, clone dot T dot x. The problem is it should not come 125. This is T1. Test. This is D1. New test D1. Hey, this is T1. Also T1. Test T1. Yeah. Test T2. New test T2. T3. T3. This is fine. T1. T2. T1 dot Tx. This one.
Sir,
Tell me.
sir, I think in test class we need to implement that.
No, 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 no. Perfect, fine. 1 second, let me check. This is X, this is fine. This is T. This is T. This is fine. T dot X. Okay. T dot X. And then new test. Second class. This is we are passing here. It should not come like this. Let me check again. Clone method is there. And test class constructor we have created. Then this is new test class. Whatever the variable is there, that is T dot X. T dot X, perfectly fine. Then second class object we are creating test2. We are using this variable and passing here. Okay. My God, big mistake na. What I am returning here, guys, are you observing? Hello,
Yes, sir.
Yes,
what
sir.
I am returning?
Clone object.
What I am returning? Super dot clone. Super dot clone. We should not return super dot clone because super means what? It is going to call super class. Who is the super class of test class? Ultimately, it is going to call this constructor only, their parent class. Okay, that is the blunder, right? That is what I am saying. Why it is should return T2. Now, let's try. Output is coming, right? What was the issue, guys?
Parent class.
Please understand. Please understand. Our all concepts are here in this example. Try to understand what was there in previously. It was returning something. One line is making a big blunder. What was that line? This line. Now I commented this line. I am returning this T2. What is the impact? Try to understand. What is super? Super is going to call parent class na. Parent class clone method it is going to return. Even though we return our logic, it is not taking care. Super dot clone. This line is giving this output. Now let me show you that. If I was using this line, that's why separate copy was not creating. When I am using super dot clone, ultimately it is shallow cloning indirectly. Now observe this. That is what the blunder. Now see what was the output coming? 125. This line is nothing but this only. Are you getting? Let me show you that also. Shallow cloning. Comment. comment this line. If we are using this three lines also, output is same na. See, shallow cloning is there because we are calling what? Instead super dot clone, here also we are calling super dot clone. Here also we are calling super dot clone, right? Same. So it was shallow cloning. Now let me uncomment this line to achieve our own deep cloning. Then output will be same. And then you will understand. Just 5 minutes, guys. I know today Sunday. For me also it is Sunday. Comment this line. Now see, output will be remain same. What is the behavior? Try to understand. Only one line is making the game changer right here. In this method, what is I am returning super dot clone. But when I copy paste, I was using the same line now. What is the use of this line? No, right? But when that's why same output was coming, shallow cloning was happening. Now try to understand deep cloning. Why this output is coming in this way? Understand. Try to understand shallow cloning and deep cloning both at the same time now. See, in this line, what we are creating first, whenever we are creating object for this, what is the variable inside test class? Think in this way, only one variable. Whenever I am creating one object for this test2 class, one object is created. How many variables are inside there? One variable is t, another variable is y. Now observe. In this line, what I am doing, I am creating which class object? Test class object. It means test class object is created. Seeing this, tell me how many variables should be there? Only one variable is there. What is the inside x is there, but who will hold the object t1? T1 is going to hold this object. Now tell me what value I am passing giving to x. X, take this value. Till this you are good, right? Okay. Now come to this control will come to this line. Now in this, which class object I am creating? Test object is I am creating test2. How many variable inside should be there in test? One is t and one is y. Now, what is the t1 and what is y? Y is the value of 20 is the value of y and t1 is the value of what? T1 is coming from here. It means T1 should sit here, right? T1 should sit here, right? And what is the variable name of test2 class? T2. Till now you are good. Now, what is happening in deep cloning? So whenever I am printing, see this line, t2.y, t2.t.x. Now, t2.y, t2 is coming to y, and what is printing? 20. This is the first line, 20. Okay? Now, what is I am printing here? t2.t.x. t2 is going to t, t is going to t1 internally, and it is going to what? X. In this way. So it is printing 10. Now you are good, right? Now I am using deep cloning. So I will use another color. This dark red. Okay? Yeah, fine. Now I am doing deep cloning. Same clone method is there. Logic is changed. When I am doing cloning I can apply to which class? Which is clonable. So I can apply cloning to this. I am doing cloning to test class. Test class what is doing? Calling what? Clone method. So this method is called. Observe. This method is called. What it will do? The control will come to this line. What it is creating? One variable it is creating. One object for test class. Again a test class object is created. What is the name of test class object? T3. Okay. T3 is the object name. Come here. Object is created. What is the value inside this t.x? t.x. t.x. What is the value of x? What is the value of x? Same. What is, because we are not changing any value. So x will remain same. X as it is. Now this line is done. T.x means t.x. See, where is t? Where is x? Where is t? Where is x? T is here na. T is equal to T1. T is equal to T1. T1 is having X, that's why X equal to 10. Now come here. T2. In this line, control will come to this line. Second object is created. What is the name of this class test? What is the variable name? T2. Okay. T2 is holding this line. T2 is holding this value. What I am passing? T3 and Y. What is the value of Y? Y still hold 20. We are not making any changes. Now, try to observe. What is first variable T3? Where T3 coming from? Here. Means whenever T2 object is created, there are two variables. Think of this, think of this diagram. Whenever T2 object, test2 object is created, always two variable is there, T and Y. Y is having holding 20. But in this line, what we are passing? What we are passing? T3. What is, where is T3? Here is T3. T3 will come and sit here. T3 will come and sit here. T3 will come and sit here. Now try to understand how many objects are created. This is one copy of objects. This is one copy of object. Now tell me, this all thing is done. What I am returning? Return T2 as an output. Means in output, what is coming? Try to understand. Clone method is giving to return T2. T2, try to observe. This is clone. Clone method is returning what? T2. It means T2 is what type? T2 what type? T2 is what? Test2. Okay. Now, after this part is done. Logic will come to where? This part. Clone is nothing but T2 only, because here output is matching na. Return. Clone is returning what? T2. T2 and clone are of same. I can use any variable. ABC also. ABC also here. XYZ. Your name, my name, anything. But type is important. What is the type? Type of T2 here in line number 19 is test2, and clone is same. Now, in line number 27, control comes to line number 29. Now in line number 29, what I am doing changes? In T2 I am doing changes. T2 dot Y dot 123. Where is T2? Tell me. Where is T2? Tell me. T2 is here. Let me change another color. Let me use pink color. Now I am doing changes where? T2 dot Y dot 123. Where is T2? I am changing the value. In which copy it is done? In this or in this? Try to understand. T2 dot Y dot 123. T2 dot Y 120 will become 123. And T2 dot X dot 125. Where is T2? Here, T2. T2 is going to where? Again, it is going to T. T will look for, he is holding T1. Okay, go for X here and make it instead of 10, 125. So changes are done in this copy. But when I am printing this line, line number 32, using clone variable, what is coming? This 20 and 10 coming. Are these 123 and 125 coming? No. Because I am using clone variable. Where is my clone variable? Clone dot y. Clone dot y. Where is my clone? This is my clone, right? This is my clone. This is my clone copy. So T2 dot, when I am printing clone dot y is printing 20. The output is coming 20. Clone dot t dot x. So clone dot t is looking what? T3. What is the value inside this? X is 10. So it is coming. Hope you are understanding. This is called deep cloning. If same thing I will replace by one method, now output will change. Now output will change. How it will change? Try to understand. See one more time. And last time. this example. Instead of returning T2, if I will return super class, then it is called shallow cloning. Now what will happen? Output will be remain same, 125. This is shallow cloning because this is not executed. This is running, but we are not returning the result. We are returning T2 means deep cloning we are achieving. If I am returning this, means we are achieving deep cloning, run as Java application. The output is whatever changes we are doing in another copy, not in same copy. That's why we are doing changes, but the output is coming same. Because clone copy is not getting impacted. So this line and this line are same now. Super.clone, returning super.clone. Hope you are good, guys. You are able to unmute?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.